It's 104.3 The Fuse. I'm Reed, and with me is Beachweather. Hello, guys.
What's up? How's it going?
Hi. Thanks for taking some time and doing this with us. And last night, in preparation for this interview, I again listened to your whole catalog, and got completely caught up in my feelings. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, congrats on your debut full-length album, Pineapple Sunrise.
Thank you very much.
Is it true that you guys got this out pretty quickly? It hit you.
2.5 hours.
Yeah. We actually did. We wrote it. It's kind of a weird process. I guess we wrote it over the course of probably a year over FaceTime for the most part. We recorded it very quickly. It was like a 6-day process. I'm just going to let you hold it for me. It was like a 6 or 7 day thing. And then Sean went, into his little cave and did all the little editing and all that after that. But I think that's the fastest part of the record was it surprisingly recorded and came together very quickly. And then it took 2 years to put out, but it is what it is.
Pineapple Sunrise.
Yes.
Why the name Pineapple Sunrise? Is it because when I do get caught up in my feelings, I already have an idea of what I want to eat?
Yes, it's mostly half of the things we do are food based, but it was like a title that we had for a song that I just thought sounded like a hotel, or it kind of had that feeling of like a fake place, like a
happy place.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Gorillas, and they always did a great job of like painting this picture of like another world, another thing where you can kind of like live within. And so for us, it was like a time where we were all isolated, and we felt like we needed to create a space where we could actually enjoy ourselves because everyone was going through stuff. So it kind of attached itself to that. It didn't start there, but then it kind of ended there, and it became like the rallying point of the record, because up until then, it was just all these cool ideas. But then we were like, oh, these actually have a theme, and they all kind of live in this space, and we can kind of umbrella it into this little world that we were creating. So
you guys have been around for almost a decade now. What's the hardest part, right? What's the hardest part of being consistent and staying creative in the music industry without getting stale or bored?
do you want to go? Or
I don't know. I was going to say, I think just for us is being ourselves, or trying to be ourselves,
Never forcing it.
Yeah, not forcing it too hard, allowing things to kind of grow naturally.
I think it's the thing that's hard now, I think, for a lot of younger artists, is that we're like forced into a cycle of putting things out so consistently and rapidly to stay relevant, and the art might suffer a little bit from it because people are chasing an idea versus a vision. And I think vision is like what makes like the best bands feel special. And so what we're getting now is just like a lot of artists doing a lot of different vibes, but maybe not finding identity. So you lose the sense of like why you go to see a certain artist for what they bring, and it feels less authentic. So not to say that artists don't find that, but I think for us, the thing that we've had the fortunate position of was like, it's okay to live with things for a little bit. It's okay, we maybe we've had that luxury, but I do think like that forced process is what maybe hurts the art a little bit. So I don't know.
Yeah,
it's a weird time to
having to put something out tomorrow.
the pressure. Yeah, because
you don't have to do that.
totally. And I think that pressure, there's healthy pressure, but I don't think that that's for everybody. And for us, it's been nice that we've been able to kind of start working on this next thing that we're working on, and had that kind of freedom to do it now in a way that's like healthier.
So your song Sex, Drugs, Etc., not necessarily a new song, but it did pick up a lot of steam and got really popular on TikTok. In your opinion, how do you think TikTok is TikTok important to musicians, and in what way, and how important do you think it is?
I think right now, it's important. I think it's important just like MySpace was important, like a decade ago, and there's always been something. Even before that, there was whatever it was, Napster. Is that it wasn't
LimeWire?
Really, yeah, LimeWire.
BearShare.
I feel like there's always been something where the older generation's going to look back and hate on it and be like, that's stupid, but then they have to adapt and survive. And I think that's where we've kind of felt with TikTok, is like, having a song that's been sitting around for 7 years and then finally people get it. To me, I don't care. As long as they found the song and they found the band, like, I don't care how they found it. It's the same way as finding an artist on MySpace back in the day or whatever.
As long as you don't make it so important to you that it changes the type of music you're making.
Yeah, because you could get caught up in trends, and this is popular now, but in 5 years, everyone could laugh at this,
Totally.
So you guys have opened up for Chili Peppers, Muse, Fall Out Boy. That's all just one show, by the way.
Yeah,
and I know
yeah.
you guys are pros and you do this all the time, but playing with bands like that, legends, do you get nervous thinking like maybe they're watching, and then
I feel like
get in your head?
Like you said, we've been like Beachweather's been around almost a decade. These guys have been doing other bands even before that. It's been so long. I feel like it almost feels like, okay, like we've arrived. Like, you know what I mean? Like all that hard work and yeah, big boy table, and like, you know, through all the things you struggled to get there, it kind of feels like it doesn't feel like, oh, why am I here all of a sudden? It's like, put in some work.
It was pretty
You know?
cool to play with like Phoenix a couple of times, you know.
I'm not saying we deserve it, but it kind of feels like
Come on.
it feels like, okay, this kind of makes sense, and it also very much so doesn't. But
It is pretty sweet.
I cried when we played with Phoenix because I couldn't believe it. So yeah, real tears.
Do you guys have mentors or people that not just you look up to musically or whatever, but people that you can call and shoot texts back and forth, bounce ideas around?
Us, I think ourselves, each other.
Yeah.
I think that's one thing why this band has been kind of working the way it's been working the last couple of years is like when we started it in 15, we did it for a few years, and then we hit a point where we were like confused and didn't know what to do with it, and we kind of took that time to figure ourselves out and to go home and figure everything out. And then with sex drugs kind of going off and then us being home during the pandemic, you kind of really started to pay attention to like what was the most important things that you had around you. And to us, it was like the people that we got to create with, you know, and the people around us, our family and our friends. And I think that time is when Pineapple was born and started writing the songs for that. And I think the growth over the last 2 years, and like he was saying, like, you know, playing these arena shows with bands and then going and playing a show where your pedal board doesn't turn on and everything's going, like the contrast of that to that, I think we found a way to like balance. Like, yeah, we'll all have bad days, but we figured out a way to like kind of help each other through it because we're our best friends. And, you know, I think when we're on stage, we have the confidence in each other to allow like me to put on the show that I want to perform, because I know Sean is, you know, allowing me to have, he trusts me to have my room and I trust what he does. And like, I think it's a level of trust and balance and all of that to make like a ship kind of sail pretty nice. And, you know, like I said, it's going to be rocky some days, but I think we found a good balance. And I'd like to think that all of these guys are good people that we can call when we need some help and to talk off a ledge or whatever, you know.
You kind of mentioned a little bit, you guys did take a break, four or 5 year break or something. Yeah. What was the mindset of taking some time for yourself? And did you have an idea of, we're going to return to this, but not now?
I think so. I mean, Beachweather was always really fun to do. I think just at that point, like some of us were touring for a long time, and it was like finally hit that point where it was like maybe take a break, because I only know me on the road. I don't know me at home, you know. And for me personally, I went home and I got married. I had 2 kids, you know, and I think that alone kind of made me reprioritize things a little bit.
We never even played like a local show or anything. We just immediately were on tour at the beginning.
You like went from high school to the pros.
Yeah, essentially. I mean, this band did,
We all toured in different capacities before Beachweather, so we were familiar with it, but we were very fortunate. Like our first tour on the road, a friend of ours took us out on the road, and we were playing in front of big crowds, and like we weren't struggling hard with like this band in VFW halls and all that stuff. In previous bands we were. So I think for me and for us, like those years plus Beachweather years kind of needed a little break to be home, and then now we just see like the most important things about this band and full steam ahead with what we got. You know?
We're all like highly creative people too, so we did a bunch of different stuff in that time.
Yeah, like I was I wanted you, Nick. Was it Nick who did a little bit of graphic design?
Yeah, I still do. I leaned heavy. I've been doing that since like high school. So during that little time off, I just kind of leaned into that and got to help out a lot of cool bands with creating really cool
Noah
art.
Khan.
Yeah.
I just read this. I didn't know this until last night.
Yeah.
You designed some.
I had never even heard. This was 2020. I had never even heard of him. I got it through a friend that prints T-shirts, and he was like, "This artist from Vermont, like blah blah blah," and he gave me the whole rundown. I think I got like 4 or 5 shirt designs for him that he used, and then the other day I found them on my phone. I was like, I forgot I did this. That's crazy.
And that dude's blowing up.
Yeah, I grew up with that guy's banjo player in Franklin, Tennessee. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's a weird thing how that.
Like you grew up with him.
Yeah.
All right, and I got to put it out in the
like
universe.
Go to the park and like play frisbee and shit.
on a slide.
He's super talented. Dude's always been great.
Dude,
yeah.
the way he uses words. But this isn't about him, but also I'd want to put it in the universe. Can we get a Beachweather Noah Khan collab? Yeah. Imagine the emo hearts just bursting.
Yeah, we should do that.
the bass player of this band hits up their banjo player, maybe it'll work.
Let's do it.
Probably not.
So you mentioned getting married and having kids.
Yeah.
How has touring changed, having a family and kids, compared to being single and a lot younger?
Single.
I didn't mean a
younger.
lot, guys.
I'll keep them young around here. Yeah.
Recently got married.
Congrats.
Elvis was there.
2 animals running around. He has an animal, pastrami. That's the name of his son, pastrami. I think it helps us kind of, like I said, like find the things that we really want to do and what's really important to us, and finding the time, like in the balance of like, real life to go home and to clean diapers and clean, have a mess on the table, and then that contrast to coming and being touring guy, I think keeps us humble, and to have both lives is really nice, because I don't think a lot of people get to balance that. So I think we've been pretty good at being able to kind of like design our schedule in a way that makes us very happy to be able to like be home with family, and then also be happy to be home with our other family on the road, So
Are you guys afraid of ghosts?
I'm not afraid, but I definitely buy into it.
Have you heard the story of the rave in Milwaukee?
Yeah, we've been here a few times. Yeah.
Have you seen anything? Heard anything?
Nah.
On pictures and
Yeah,
stuff, but,
yeah.
I mean, we haven't
I don't like going to the
physically-
bathroom by myself. Like when everybody's over there and I have to come over here and find the bathroom.
In 2017, I was super stoned here one time, and I was like back in the showers like by myself, and I thought I heard something, and no one saw me run, but I ran.
You heard something,
Yeah.
bro.
I was like, oh, why you out of breath? I don't know.
Well, the story is there was a kid who drowned.
Yeah, in the
this was like
pool.
now almost 100 years ago. So there's about 100 years worth of haunting stories.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna believe it. I think.
Yeah,
I- yeah.
after 100, it's all believable.
Yeah.
You just assume it's all true.
Imagine like a kid from today haunting people in the future, and they're just like doing TikTok dances like in a kitchen. And someone's like, "Did you see that kid?"
What if you get like one of those a-hole kid ghosts
Stangular.
who's just watching you do sound check? You suck.
Yeah.
It's just,
Right?
just
Turning
taunting
shit off. Yeah.
Taunting ghosts.
I mean, this building is supposedly linked to the Ambassador Hotel across the street. So you're telling me none of those Jeffrey Dahmer people were coming over here too?
Was that?
The Jeffrey Dahmer Hotel is the Ambassador.
He killed someone there.
Holes in people's head, and they were running out, getting lobotomized, and cops were just. Remember that story? The cops
Yeah.
just found him, and they were like, "Come on!" He was like, "That's my boyfriend. He's had too much wine."
Yeah,
And then he
that
goes up
show,
and he eats
right?
him or whatever he did. Yeah, it was all happening right there. And
Yep.
apparently, there's a tunnel that connects the two.
Right
We're
there,
at one
huh?
point,
They didn't tell
right
me
under
that
the road.
one.
Yep. So
Okay.
there ain't just a little boy ghost. There's a whole bunch of other ghosts that are coming across to see a show, coming out to the Beachweather gig.
All right, so a couple fun things we're gonna do here. Just real quick, because your band's name is Beachweather. For you, what's the perfect beach weather? Temperature?
Not too hot, like high 70s.
Because I
low
googled it.
80s.
There's a legitimate consensus.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so I would say for me,
I like it in the 80s.
I like a good like high 70s, low 80s, just enough to get the toes in.
Yeah.
And then just
Where
I
you
think
can
that's
still lay on the sand and not die after 5 minutes. Like I still like chilling, a little breeze, nothing too cold
gotta-
where you need
yeah.
something, So what is it? Oh, you didn't say yet.
80 degrees.
And you said
I
78?
did like high 70s, early 80s. Yeah, 78 is a good 78.
Google says 88, and I feel like that's way
88?
too hot. You're going to bake out there.
Yeah.
Sand.
But I also don't like cold
That hurts your feet.
For me to go in the ocean, it has to be like high 90s. Then I'll go in the ocean. I don't like it.
I even like a nice fall beach. You know what I mean? Like a little hoodie, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Just
So-
sitting there reading.
Popular opinion.
You guys are originally from all over the country, right?
Yeah, still are, yeah.
So do you guys have a favorite beach?
I personally love Cape Cod because I'm from Massachusetts. I just feel like it's different than all the other West Coast, Florida, wherever, But there's sneaky beaches. Like we were in Destin, Florida.
I do love a nice. I'm a lake guy, I think. So
Like lakes.
no sharks in there.
Murky?
I like the murky shit.
Funny rocks.
You don't know what
Yeah.
you're going to see or find.
Yeah, I like that. It's all slimy at the bottom.
Do you have a favorite beach?
Favorite beach is Zuma Beach. It's like near Malibu in California.
Just sounds nice.
Yeah.
Zuma, right next to Malibu. It's
Yeah,
like-
it just sounds like a thing you say, and everyone agrees.
I've got one more thing here, a word association game just for fun. So I'm going to give you a word or a couple words, and then right off the top of your head, just first thing you think of.
Cool.
You guys all want to do it?
Yeah.
Just pass the mic?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, you ready? Just
First word I think.
Yeah, no thinking. Just first thing that comes to mind. Wisconsin.
Cheese.
Curds.
Curds.
Beach.
Weather.
Weather. Damn it.
Chocolate.
Music.
Shania Twain.
Industry.
Mike Shinoda.
Love.
Someone I know.
Sex.
Sex.
Cheese.
Sharp cheddar.
Wisconsin.
Yeah, we definitely Wisconsin. Damn it.
Artificial intelligence.
Aliens and alien images that I make.
Elon Musk.
Real.
Burrito.
Chicken.
Delicious.
Perfect.
Fruit.
Grapes.
Cake.
Cantaloupe.
NFL.
Madden.
Scripted.
CTE.
I was looking for rigged. All right, last one. Existentialism.
Try not to think about it.
Crisis.
Stressed.
I was hoping somebody would say on prom night.
Oh, yes.
That's it, guys.
What was that called? The Taking Back Sunday side band there. What was that called? That band.
Straight Late Run.
Yes. Yeah, that was the name of a song. For them. Yeah. Amazing.
Well, thank you guys
I'm glad
so
you
much.
got that.
Yes,
Amazing.
absolutely. Beachweather, you got the album out now, Pineapple Sunrise.
Yeah.
Congrats on that.
Thank you.